Hi, friends. Welcome to my Facebook Live, Mind Your Own Business, Session 7. For your information, I'm streaming this Facebook Live from three platforms. One is the Growth Mindset platform, which is my Facebook page, followed by KTS Education and Training. We are a HRDC registered training provider, and my very own Facebook page, which is J Kannan on my page. So for those who are watching from this, if you today we are going to talk on parenting. If you think that this is a valuable content, kindly share with other pages and groups and all that. I know many of my friends have shared this content, this event on many Facebook groups and pages. Thank you very much for your support. It is your support that keep me going all the way. And every Tuesday, I try to bring as the best people to share and discuss some very important topics. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are going to talk about teenagers. Okay, teenagers and their issues in parenting. Our topic tonight will be raising teenagers, mother of all problems. Yes, raising teenagers, mother of all problems. This is very interesting. One of my friends asked me a question. Hey, why teenagers? Why did you relate teenagers with problems? I said, yeah, sometimes when you ask parents who got teenage children and all that, you ask them, hey, how are you? If they say, yes, great, fantastic, that means they have great children. They have a well-behaving children. It's bringing teenagers, raising teenagers, it's not a joke, especially this current time. Okay, before that, before we kick off the program, let me just share a little bit information about what is actually, let's define the word teenager. Cambridge Dictionary defines teenagers, also they are called adolescents, as someone within the age 13 years up to 19 years old. So parents, if your kids are within this range, 13 years to 19 years old, this is very important information that we are giving you today. And so you can kindly share with others. Who knows, you might some important tips here that you can, it might change the way you do your parenting with your teenage children. Okay, friends, there was research done some years ago, and they picked up about 300,000 people around the globe. And they measured the relationship, the age, and the happiness. And they found a very interesting finding. They found that the most happiest people are kids the age of 9 and 10. Wow, that is really unbelievable. People at the age of 10 are the most happiest. It seems thereafter we have a lot of other issues all kicking in, and the happiness reduces. That's the findings. And on another survey, they found that teenagers in US, this is in the year 2005, they did the depression level of teenage kids in the US have increased 40%. So let's find out. This is pretty scary. So let's find out what is actually happening. What are the challenges we are facing and all that. So tonight I have two interesting speakers, guest speakers. We always bring the best for you all. The first one is almost like a celebrity. Okay, she is why I say celebrity, because she has been featured in the Star, THR, Tracks FM, and she even showed up in Will the Girl with some contents and all that. Later she will share with you. She is a founder of Precious 30 Days Postnatal, and a postnatal advocate and HRDC trainer. Please help me welcome. I think she got two children. Later she will go into detail about the children and all that. I'll leave the children part to her. Let her explain and share with us. Please help me welcome this our first guest. Hi, Kalaivani. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
K. Yeah, I can hear
Well,
you. I can hear you. Hi, how are
okay,
you?
good. Yeah, doing good. And say hi to all our audience.
Hi, hello, everyone. Good to have you all.
Great. Okay. Now the next person we are bringing is someone, a mother who's also, I would say, she's a social activist. No, she's a very active person, taking care of the homeless. She takes care of the homeless. She volunteers to coach school kids, school team for free, growing and empowering women and children from various backgrounds. Okay, and she runs. She's a co-founder of this Be Kind NGO. I'm also eager to know what this Be Kind NGO does. She's also waiting eagerly to say hi to you all. She got three children, all also within this range, 13 to 19. Perfect fit, 13 to 19. She got 13, 17, and 19. Please help me welcome. This is Mimi Liana. Mimi, Liana, can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, great,
Yes, I
great.
can hear you very well.
I'm better after seeing you, you people. So powered up there, so much of energy, and I'm very excited to share a lot of information. Okay,
Always.
so you're doing good. I can hear you very well. All right, Kalei. So let's kick off. Let's start our discussion. Okay, before that, let me get my this thing. Okay, mind your own business session 7 today. Raising teenagers, mothers of all problems. Okay, let's start off with Kalaivani. Kalai, can you just introduce yourself? Now, I just told your name and little bit some information about you. Maybe you can share a bit more about your family and your children and all that. Yes, Kalai.
Yeah, my name is Kalaivani Rajeswaran, and I'm actually a founder of Precious 30 Days Postnatal Care. I run a postnatal company, but basically, and
Oh.
we actually this business is already like 10 to 12 years in Malaysia now, and I also do trainings for postnatal therapies. That means we also have an academy where we train and send out postnatal therapies to become a therapist, of course. And I'm also working on a new project called Zen Parenting. It's a web series going to launch soon. And these are the latest things about me. And the founder of Zen Parenting is my husband. I'm the co-founder
Oh,
actually. And
okay.
then we do this business as a husband and wife, like a family business kind of thing. And I have two kids. They are teenagers, a crucial period. Okay, I have
Oh,
a 13-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. And part of being active in school, they are also in a youth movement, Malaysian-wide youth movement called Ascendance. And they are actually, I need to refer to that. My son is actually assistant content production of Ascendance, and my daughter is assistant of publicity of Ascendance. So while managing school, they are also active teenagers who are working on a youth movement. I mean, like a social enterprise and things like that. Yeah,
oh,
that's a small
that's
thing about
amazing.
me.
Not only the mother and father very active, the children also now very active with all the associations and all the excellent. Okay, that's the way to go. Okay, let's hear from Mimi. Mimi, just share about your children. You got
Hi.
three, two girls, right? Okay.
Yes, I got one boy and two girls. They are all teenagers from 13 to 19. My eldest is 19, the boy, and my the other two is 17 and 13. All looks like they are in the teenagers the same year, but they are actually extremely different era. Can you believe it? But yes,
Mm,
um, the thing is like even my 17 years old have learn about what the 13-year-old is learning and finding out what are the interests and things like that, which is basically more on the internet and things like that. So
mm,
yeah, people think that you can just bundle up everything in one, but it's not. Each of them have their own individuality, and it. But at the same time, you as a mother, you have to get them bonded and understand each other and be with each other in any ways. My children basically, my son is in Uni 10 right now doing computer science. He is basically he's a very low, like all behind the scene kind of thing. He likes to do things that okay, if I need help or anyone needs help, okay, I will do the coding, the whatever needed, but be all behind the scene. While my daughter, the second one, the 17-year-old, she has been the leader since she was young. She is the highlight of everything, and she is good in most of the things. Like she can do art, she can dance, she can do sports. So, but my the 13 years old, she has been focused on being a makeup artist since she was 6 or 7. So she has been really whenever she can come out with something, she will come out with a new look, and it's not like any makeup artist. Her look is more of like a gory look sometimes, or a fairy tale kind of look. So she has her own ideas since she was young. So
Very creative,
you
huh?
can see, yeah, you can see Dave, she becomes, yeah, and every time I post pictures of us, people will look at her eyes because her eyes usually is different from others.
Mm.
So yeah, I have three children, but three interests, three different kind of way of living, basically.
Mm. Very interesting. Your baggage is so big. You already like I just asked one question about your children. The whole bag is you brought the whole bag outside. You unpacked it. Very
Yeah,
interesting. These children are okay. Good. So your one boy and two girls. Huh? The eldest one
yes,
is the boy. Huh?
right,
So
yes,
the creative the boy he's in the college now. Is it?
yes. He's
What
in
is he
Uniten now.
studying?
He's doing computer science.
Oh, computer science. So into the coding and all that, lah, programming, all,
Yes,
huh?
he likes
Okay, good, good,
programming,
good.
so that's why everything behind the scene he likes to do it.
So maybe I would like to know how you guys actually coping with the kids, lah, to speak. Nowadays, many parents have. Actually, I've been running this academy for many years, and I work with mostly B40 families. Those who are at the low socio-economic status, they struggle with the parenting. And you people may not have this problem, you see. So you are those, probably you are the T20, which has a fantastic. I mean, you have good education and you are well brought up, and for you probably it will be easier to bring up your children. From the way I see your children, I think are very obedient kids. Maybe I'd like to ask Kalivani, uh, how you actually cope with your kids. What is your secret? Were there any moments that you say, "Oh my God, enough is enough"? Did that moment ever happen or not?
Every day, literally. To be very
Every day,
truthful, it's like
yeah.
everyday thing. As much as we struggle to bring these young adults to the world, to make them, very productive ones and things like that. I think that every moment they make you feel like, oh my God, what have I created? That moment is always there daily basis,
Uh,
because I think it's not easy for them also to cope up with many things happening around them now.
yeah, agree.
Yeah, so it's not easy. So to be very truthful, I'm also, apart from whatever's like a wow thing happening with my kids and things like that, but I was also a mom who was clueless when my children get into, like, when they're 8, 9, 10. I was like being panic. Okay, they're going to step into the teenagehood, and I know what is
Mm.
waiting for me there. But somehow I will say I was a bit fortunate, because I have this habit of reading. I read, but I think not many the books that I read helped me on the day-to-day thing. But I was also active. I was also enrolled myself for the business purpose, actually, in an organization called ET Ideas and Ascendance. I enrolled them in Ascendance. Actually, ET Ideas, they didn't only help me with my business, but they also helped me with my parenting.
Mm.
So these are some of my friends here. They will be like putting in the link. So any of sharing is caring always. So any of parents here watching definitely can keep in touch with them. So these are the
Oh,
platforms that help me to whoever myself now as a mom who can manage the business and manage the kids. And here my kids are also with a lot of things they are doing. It's kind of manageable. Yeah,
kind of manageable, lah. Kind of,
kind
lah.
of
Of
manageable.
course,
Yes.
there will be the moment, that you go, "Ugh, this child, getting my nerve out." And there is a question from the audience. I mean, from our viewer, supporter. Now, how do you handle disrespectful or rude teenagers? Wow. I mean, maybe Mimi, you can take this question. What do you think?
I had that phase with my children, of course, because
Hmm.
they are all influenced with the way they learn from YouTube and things like that. That
Uh,
sometimes you miss and you didn't realize that they have actually absorbed the idea of, the way they speak to you. So this is where you have to slowly absorb I mean, like, send back the messages that that is not the right way to talk to you, to anyone, because yeah, it's in the YouTube, it's fine, but it doesn't mean that you have to follow. But it will take a lot of phases and stages to get them to understand that, there are ways of talking to adults, ways to talk to elderly, and also to friends and even the younger ones, which it will take time, but it can happen. But you have to really talk to your children. And actually, when there are times that actually be rude, I myself be rude to them, and they were like, "Ma, are you okay?" And I said, "If you can be rude to me, why can't
Wow,
I be rude to
nowadays
you?"
children very sharp, huh? They catch us doing things wrong, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my,
And then they
yeah.
were like, "Oh, you." So it's simple as, if you don't like me doing it to you, you don't do it to me.
Wow.
So that's how sometimes you have to be very firm and stern with your kids, in a way that, it's not easy, but you have to do it.
Mm. I think it is sometimes it's because of the social pressure. While I was reading the articles about this, why the kids sometimes they're very rebellious and all that. They are comparing now with the digital some presence. With the advent of the internet and all that, they're spending a lot of time in the in the computer, in the mobile. Now they have computer in the hand already, and they bring it to the bedroom, so they are there with the TikToking. They do, Insta. They are really very active in Insta. I hardly understand how Insta work, but kids nowadays, my students will show me how to do Instagram and all that. They are so into it. They are seeing other people, and then I think the pressure comes from why other parents are like this, why you are like this. So, what do you think? How do you manage this? The screen time. Now this is a new word. Last time we never heard this term by the name of screen time. Those days only screen time we had if we watch TV. Today we have all kind of gadgets. What do you think, Kalivani? How do you manage this screen time with your kids?
Okay. Both me and my husband actually we had a rule before this pandemic and before my kids get involved in this youth movement and all. We actually had a family rule like only after they are 17, we plan to give them a handphone. But unfortunately, you see now because of pandemic, every kid they have to have their handphone because it's all
Mm,
going online. And
online.
from having handphones now, I just had to buy a laptop for them. There is no
Mm,
choice, we got no choice because everything is like it's going online. They really need proper acumen to study. So and even like school teachers also as well, they are actually sharing a lot of link to YouTube. They will, okay,
um,
further questions, further whatever reference, you can click to the link. I think
mm,
we can't restrict them anymore, but we only can teach them the way to manage. I think we have to show them the way we manage. But many times I see parents who are like also playing games, no family time, or like there is no time like you watch news together, which used to be last time, right? It's a family time where you everyone watches news and things like that. Now it's like it's
do they
not
watch news?
necessary.
Do they watch news?
Yeah, we have to make it as a practice, right? Because
Oh,
sometimes they just feel like, why must I? Because they already know things before us. Before that news comes in, they already know a lot of things, right? So we
mm.
just have to teach them to manage themselves. The good and bad, of course, you've got to be very truthful to your kids. We can't expect them to be truthful, but we are not truthful from parents' side. So
But
probably
okay,
we have
now
to be.
Anand, Kalivani, there is a question from our audience. Ananthi asked a question. Okay, she's asking that how do the safety part of it? Yeah, our kids are using gadgets and all that. Now the safety part of it. How do you assure that they are using it safely? Uh, how do you manage? Because you have two kids, 13 and 14, both got their own handphone,
Yes, own
both
iPhone,
got
own
their
laptop.
Oh, they both got
Yeah.
laptop, they got both got handphones. So do you
Yeah.
restrict or do you let them use freely? Or how do you
Okay.
how do you assure that they are using it safely?
Okay, we definitely have like we have like certain rules, like after school, and then like after school hours, that hours to play games and things like that. but we also share a lot of things with the kids. Like when I speak to my friends, right, I notice that parents know a lot of things like cybercrime, what's happening when you misuse this Facebook or Instagram and all this, how what's happening outside there. But they hardly share this thing to the kids. They're keeping their worriness to them,
You mean the parents?
yeah,
Parents.
parents,
Okay.
yeah, people like exposing the nude pictures or anything like that. I say many times they are worried, but they're not telling this to their children.
So your
They're
point is we should educate our children on the
correct,
safety,
correct.
lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to tell them that this is all happening, and you got to be very careful. Of course, we
Mm,
also can't take these kids away from this online thing or whatever happening. Otherwise, they will be stayed back. You see, we can't afford to do this. We have to learn things to manage. We have to educate them. There is no choice here.
So are you educating your kids? Do you think your children
Yes,
are well informed?
yes, yeah, well
Okay.
informed. Of course, there and here things will go wrong. You have to
Yeah.
keep update, like always be with them. Most of the time, like here, I feel like you got to be friends with your teenagers
Mimi, how
instead
you
of
manage?
being
Okay.
parents.
Okay. Yeah. What you said is right. Mimi, how about you? How do you manage that the safety part? How sure your kids are a bit grown up, at least the Kalevani 13, 14, but yours is 13 to 7, 19. How you
Uh,
manage?
Believe it or not, I start giving my children handphone when they were 9. Okay,
Wow,
everyone
that's very early.
go against my idea. I said no because in the future,
Uh,
this is their thing. This is their tool. This is everything that is going to be their safety. It's going to be their 911, everything. So
mm,
they need to know how, when, where to use. So from young. So that's where I started them young, but with
mm,
a lot of guidance. And okay, you can use it until what time? Okay, you need to get your homework done and things like that. And your results must be good to up to what you are supposed to get.
mm,
And so that's why during the pandemic, when all other parents were struggling, where the kids could not control their time with the screen time, I was not having that trouble at all. So
mm,
because my kids are so used to, they know that where is when to use the phone, when to use the laptop. So that's why people was like, you don't have any trouble. I do not have any problem of like, hey, you need to stop. No, I do not have that problem because they already been trained since they were young. So
mm,
that's why when people keep on now, when people say, oh, now I know why you told us to let them use since young. I said yes, because I could see that the future is more of gadgets. Like it or not, we are not going to watch TV. We watch
correct,
TV just because we
correct.
want going to watch a movie. That also from the screen time from the phone. True?
Mm.
It's no longer from a CD, it's not from the thumb drive. No, it's from the phone or from the laptop, and then you screen it on TV. So it's everything is on the gadget. So that's why
But
I
do
have
they sleep? Do they sleep with their phones?
no. They basically the phone is in the room, but not with them. No,
Okay.
this is their room. Yeah,
So
but that's the thing.
you actually assure
I,
make sure that they are using it safely, lah.
yes, because I do spot check time to time, and then
Spot
the
check,
best thing
huh?
is right now. Yes, and then my 19-year-old will actually spot check the other two girls now.
Wow.
And then ma, okay, this is the site that they will and check. I say, why this site? And sometimes you just have to go and talk to them. Okay, this site you cannot go and go to this site. That kind of thing. Yeah,
Mm,
I do spot check on their phone.
okay.
Even
So
though they raise, they
okay.
put.
So both of you are advising that you should spot check. You must educate them and tell them about
Yes,
oncoming danger. Now Ananthi just post a message saying that there is a predators, online predators. They will reach out to your kids. Now TikTok has gone live today. They can do live video from TikTok. Huh? I use it for business, but kids are very imaginative. They do it a lot of things. They do some of the videos that I watch. Young children, They do all kind of crazy things all using the sun. So this is actually happening. I think it's parents who are watching, ladies and gentlemen, those parents watching, kindly take note. Technology is taking over our lives. Limit your screen time. Educate our children, the good and the bad, and we also have to educate ourselves. Otherwise, how to educate our kids, right? So we
Yes,
also
you
have
have
to
to be up to date.
yeah, correct. Have to keep abreast of the development in the technology. So moving on from this, so recent time, since we have time CO now, kids have to learn on time. So this part, how you ladies are managing? Maybe Kalaivani start off first. Your children have to learn online. So how are they coping with the online education?
Certain point they're excited, of course, with that online thing because they get to stay home and do
Yeah.
things in their comfortable environment.
Okay.
They actually don't really prefer going to school during the pandemic because their movement is restricted. You see, they can't talk to their friends, they can't go to canteen, and all these kind of enjoyment that which school really has has been like they are like a robot. They like I better don't not to go to school because they can't play. There is no like physical activity. There is no
Yeah.
clubs going on. So in that point, they feel always feel like it's better for me to do it online. There's no point that I'm going there. So they
Mm.
are for my kids. They are very like okay to go online. For them, it's like if you go to school, they must have the freedom to be in school. Talk to your friends and
Mm.
that whatever school creates a lot of memories. They don't have that, so they prefer the online thing. Definitely they prefer
Mm.
online.
How about Mimi? Your children? How are they managing online?
Oh, they love it because they just open their eyes and they be online and they are in the class. They don't need to take their bath. They don't need to wash their teeth. It's like, yeah, why not? That is like freedom.
So
But
looks
that's the
like your
truth.
children are enjoying the online education.
Yeah.
Huh? Very good. Huh?
Don't have to iron your uniform, don't have to
Yeah, no
prepare
need
your
to polish
books.
your shoes.
Yeah,
No need to
exactly.
comb your hair also.
Yeah,
No need to
they,
take bath also, right? Just sit in front of the computer.
they open their eyes
That
and they are online. That's it.
they are
Yeah,
there. Yeah. Actually, Mr.
exactly.
J, this is the Gen Z now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The way they look at their life, the world is totally different from how we used to live our life. I think they are excited. They are pretty fine with all whatever's happening.
Yeah, correct. You guys are Gen X, right? Gen X, right? Both of you.
Hope we are
And
not
yeah.
older than that.
I'm a baby boomer, even more older than that. I'm 58. When I see these young kids and all that, the world has gone so far. There is a question from one of our viewer. Now, yes, how to spot check? Oh, he's still not happy with the technology thing. How to spot? How to spot check when they are awake and the rest of us are sleeping? He's saying how to spot check when they are awake. Okay. Coming back to this, I think this is actually leading me to the next question. And in fact, the research is also indicating that one of the reason why kids nowadays are very stressed because they are not getting enough sleep. Children
Correct.
are
Yeah.
not getting enough sleep. Parents are sleeping. Children are very active. Daytime. One of my friends told me if my son can come out at 12 o'clock from his room, I'm very happy. 12 o'clock, middle in the afternoon, they are waking up. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock is very normal. No, most of the houses kids sleep very late. This is because they're not getting enough sleep. What about your children? Maybe Mimi can start off. What about your children?
Oh,
Sleeping. Do they have any issues with the sleeping?
they sleep day and night if they can. They prefer to sleep. It's not about the gadgets. It's not about the night they are awake. No, they love to sleep. They don't mind sleeping more than as usual. But the
Hmm.
thing is, you have to wake them up and say, hello, you need to bring out the trash. Hello, you need to go and chop that thing. Those kind of thing. You still have to get them to do it with you.
Oh.
And then there are times I say, come on lah, teman mama, please let's go and buy something just to get them out of the house. So these are the things that they actually, what they do now is they say, okay, it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Okay, now it's my turn. So they don't want that it's only one person who's doing it. So it's like the
Mm.
three of them, they will take turn and go with me to the pasar, that kind of thing. Because these are the skills that they still need to know and learn also. So yeah, they would prefer to sleep, but I make them awake most
Okay,
of the
so
time.
you're still the switch is in your hand lah. You control the so the remote control in your hand lah. Huh?
Have to,
As a
have to.
mother, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Kalivani? Your children, do they have a problem with sleeping and all that?
No, I don't think so because we still stick to the bedtime. I
Ah,
think my kids are still younger than Mimi's kids, so it's
yeah,
still under the bedtime
13,
rule
14
and
only
things
lah.
like that. Yeah.
Mm.
And like the handphone part, right? Somebody like
Mm.
actually questioned it. So how do you check when you are sleeping? But here, what normally my husband and I practice is we don't let them have their phone when they are sleeping. So it's like by
Mm.
10:30, 11 is the cutout time. Whatever you want to do with your phones and things like that is a cutout. So bedtime, they go to sleep. Phones are with me. So that's what we do. Only
Yeah.
in the morning, then they will get back their phones. Lah. So this is what we practice. So they don't like sleep with their phones. We still wake them up. So if it's like they have to get up for their tuition, online thing and things like that, it's still me or my husband who wakes them up. They don't like a
Mm.
fixed alarm in their phone. That will not
Yeah.
work because they will say it's
Yeah.
for the alarm, but you probably
You want
can go more than
Yeah,
that.
I think that's quite okay, Kali.
yeah.
We
Mm,
ourselves, when I was growing up, I don't never wake up for the alarm and all that. That's quite
yeah.
okay. But only the sleeping part, I think you made a very important reminder here that we have to make sure that we take control of their sleeping hours. Don't give the phone when they go to bed. I think those parents watching now kindly take note because once they take the phone to bed. You don't know what is happening inside the blanket. No, they will be talking to somebody. They will be
Correct.
chatting. Because this social engagement is 24/7. Their friends are out there. They are not sleeping. They are still disturbing. And TikTok, you can do a lot of things. And so one of the son, our friend Drona suggested that switch off the Wi-Fi. When the moment you switch off the Wi-Fi, everybody come to the living room to find out what's going on. You know, so I think this is one of the good idea. But I think the best part is like what Kalivani said, make it a habit lah. And you
Mm.
already have this certain discipline in the house, then things will be in order lah.
I don't think
Okay,
anybody need to reach them at that hour also, like in
correct,
night
correct.
calling.
Yeah, some people
So
reach
you
at
just
that hour. They have a different reason to reach,
yeah, yeah. So
especially
that's why.
girls. No, they
Mm.
reach at that hour. Okay, moving on to the other issue. Now we have pressure and the kids kids they say puppy love and all that nowadays it's very common, very casually they're telling that I have a relationship. This is the age that they start to form relationship. So how you guys manage? Have you observed any signs? And if let's say maybe you have some suggestion how to the parents who are watching, probably you have any idea, maybe share how you can spot they are already trying to establish relationship, and what is your take on this? Maybe Mimi, you can say something about that.
Okay, when I became a mom, I promised myself that my kids will not have this idea that they need to keep any secret from me. So
Mm,
I have a good relationship with them where I speak to them even anything, even small thing, even something intimate. I do talk to them and explain what it's all about, and then about boys,
mm,
with the girls what boys are, and with my son what are the girls are doing, that kind of thing, and of course about predators and all. So when now at this age, they tell me everything, even to the extent that I know what kind of girls that he likes and what kind of boys that my children like, my girls like. So it's like when we walk, it's like, um he's cute. I will tell her that one of my girls that, and I said, Ma, you got good taste, because I know it's her taste, it's not my taste, but he's her taste. You see, so and then she will start to talk about it, that kind of guy is like this, that. So these are the things that I want to have the communication. And another thing is to have a good communication with their friends. So if anything, let's say, the friends detect something worrying, they will actually call me, say, "Mommy, auntie, some a boy has been disturbing your daughter." Okay, and then I said, "Oh, my daughter didn't tell me." They said she did mention about this guy, but she never mentioned that it's like disturbing or harassing. I said, "But yeah, because she's not sure, but we feel that this guy is harassing her." So
Mm.
having good communication is not just with your kids, but also with their friends. So their friends will actually contact me a few times, because my daughter is like, um she has been a leader and quite popular in school, so it's like, boys from other schools and come and, harass, some, what you call dulu, what, tackling, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Popular means problem lah. Like me last time,
Yeah,
school time, very popular.
yeah, but nowadays boys, they are very forward. They are very
Ah,
forward, and they are sexually also quite advanced in so many ways. So
yeah,
why,
yeah.
like my daughters? So what, usually my daughters don't even bother. They, what I can see that she just block them. But there are some guys, very very berani, that kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
it happens. So you have to have that her friends to come and tell you that. So at
Okay.
least, yeah, you have to have that communication, just not with
I
your
think
kids.
communication part lah. What you are trying to stress from just now is communication. We have to, keep our communication open to with our kids and all that, so they will
Yes,
open up lah. Kalai,
yes,
what's your take on this puppy love thing?
Yeah, actually, same like Madam Mimi, right? I
Mm.
also feel like that communication and being truthful again, being
yeah,
truthful in the sense that if you don't speak about your experience or what is your past and things like that, but you just want to take dig from your kid, that's not going to happen. I think people learn from stories, right? The lesson and things like that. So we just want to know from them. It's not fair. We also can share, like no one is perfect, so we can tell our own experience and share a lot of things whatever happens to us when we are in school or teenage time. So the children will feel very comfortable with us because they know things about us, so they will
Mm.
get close to us. This is why I was saying that build the relationship, like friendship with your kids, because if
yeah,
you don't build the friendship when you're teenagers, teenage time, there are a lot of friends waiting outside there to be friends, but you will
Yes,
not know what kind of friends are they going to be. You have
yes.
to give our kids a sense like I can speak anything to my parents. They will be there for me. A lot of things
Mm.
happen behind parents when the children feel that you know what, I can do things behind them, or they will not know. Oh, I don't have the responsibility to go and share this to my parents. You have to build this responsibility of sharing things from the beginning by being very truthful and also being good friends to your kids. You have to respect them, make their decision, their relationships and things like that. You have to respect. Like myself, right? My personal experience. I have teenage children. They do like what Madam Mimi said. They do share a lot of things about like friends. Sometimes they what kind of character they like and things like that. I will also talk to them like a friend. Of course, inside me will be like to be very truthful. I'm like, I hope that you forget this here and here.
That's
The
of course
mother
our
thing
dream
is,
lah.
yeah, stop it here. Probably you just forget this. Maybe I get a device to just like clear your mind or things like that.
Correct. Magic
But you
wand,
cannot.
huh? Just touch only
Yeah,
everything,
it
erase,
can
huh?
yeah,
happen
Not
gone.
going to
again.
happen. Not going to
Yeah, but
happen.
it's not going to happen. The
Yeah.
reality is how to face this, whether you face
Mm.
it positively or you are not going to, they're going to hide things from you. It's in your
Correct,
choice
correct, correct.
as a
Kale, there's
parent.
a very interesting phenomena here. I think I have come across some time ago. So this is one of my friends, Mohana Krishnan, had mentioned that yeah, you parents are during when we are studying, you tell kids don't fall into this one trap of love, puppy love, and all that. It will jeopardize. You need to, it will compromise your studies. But now, okay, now I'm successful. But now I can't find anybody. I'm already old. I can't find any life partner. You have a situation like this. How serious is this? We don't know. I don't know whether there's any survey done or not. But I do come across a situation like this. Sometimes, in the end, this Mohana Krishnan mentioned that they end up being single after that. They cannot find a life partner. Too old already. What do you think, Mimi? What's your
You don't
advice
Yeah,
have to
to
like,
wait so
What's your
long.
advice to these people?
you need to teach life skill to your children. This is where the
Life
practical
skill,
is
huh? The key is the life
there.
skill.
That's
Correct.
where when you go out and have coffee with your children and say, hey,
Mm,
he's cute or she's cute. What do you do if you like a person? You talk to them, you ask them. You don't want them to go to to the extreme of like, to the harassment kind of tackling or courting. You want them to be gentlemen. You want them to be pretty and smart about it. So this is where the life skill comes in. Yeah,
It's
mm.
not
that's where
about
you need.
like,
Life
I
skill,
think,
good. Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
adding on to Mimi, right? It's not
Uh,
about like being against the relationship. It's teaching our
Oh,
kids how to choose the healthy relationship.
mm,
I think many time parents like yeah, even like my parents also so much against of relationship. But you
mm,
can't stop this when the hormonal change, the puberty kick in. You can't
mm,
stop this. You have to understand what's happening to your kids. So we are
mm,
directing them to the healthier relationship. I think nowadays parents are very wise. I think directing to healthy relationship is important. If you
mm.
direct them to not to have relationship, then that's the case, Mr. Mohana. I think, yeah.
Yeah, true, true. What your son, very true. The relationship thing is have healthy relationship at the right time, lah. You
Yeah.
need to educate them. Okay, there's a question here. Kids are very smart. Sometimes they will be talking about others, but not theirs. Malati. Yeah, sometimes they come and tell a story, actually their story, but they will put as if it's their friend's story, something like that. Kids very manipulative. Okay, moving on to with that. Yeah, you want to say something?
yeah, we can smell even there is a different story or it's
Mother
somebody
can
else.
smell
Yeah,
one.
we
Where
can
cannot
smell it.
smell?
You
That's
cannot lie
mother.
to us.
Correct. Father cannot.
Superpower.
Sometimes
Yeah, the
fathers. I
power,
mean,
yeah,
fathers don't know what's happening, but mother know in
they,
and out lah.
they can try.
You can chuba lah. Mother will know. That's where the
Happening.
experience comes in lah.
Only
Yeah.
mothers can find whatever people cannot find in the house, so we can find out.
Correct. That's a super power lah that mothers got. So those are children who are watching this, please watch out. See, mothers, they have the superpower, so they can smell things out. All right. So moving on, there's another one more thing I would like to ask, because it's one of the reasons that they say kids are, especially the adolescents, teenagers, they have these emotions going on, very volatile emotions. They keep on changing, mood swings and all that. Especially girls, lah. They have these mood swings, and when they are tantrums and all that, how do you manage? Anytime your kids. Have you come across the situation like that? Their mood swings. How you manage this situation? Maybe Kalai can take this.
Breathe a lot. So
Breathe,
kids
huh?
can
Oh, mother or children?
just the mother have to breathe because the
Yes.
don't don't speak anything or make the situation worse, because I think that again back to the science part, right? They also go through a lot of emotional imbalance in them.
Mm,
I My mentor used to tell me this, like okay, be somebody who you want, you need to hear when you are a teenager. That's definitely
mm,
when we were all teenagers. We wanted somebody who can really understand our problems and issues. We really wanted that one listening heart and ears. So be that person to your kids, not the other opposite way. So most of the time, how I manage is I breathe and keep quiet until she's like fine, and then I will talk. This is what I also teach my kids. Sometimes I also do throw tantrums. I am like already, because I'm managing so many things around me. So I too also become like a teenager, the older part, I think, throw tantrum. So they will be like, breathe, mommy, breathe, breathe. That whatever that I taught them, they will be like,
So the
breathe,
whole family sit together and start to breathe, huh?
breathe.
Take deep
That's
breath,
the thing.
pranayama.
Yeah.
How about you, Mimi? You have that situation where very tense situation where your children emotions are really flying high, and how do you manage yourself at that moment?
Okay, when I let them do it. I mean, like let them throw tantrums, be angry or whatever, and then once they are done, I go to them and hug. I
Mm,
hug
Mm.
them, and then they will start to okay. I said, okay, are you okay already? Do you need to talk about it? Are you ready to talk about it? If you're not ready, it's okay. When you're ready, you come and tell me. Okay, but you hug. Don't forget that hugging helps a lot, even for you, because sometimes when your kids are throwing tantrums, you yourself feels like I should throw something to her too or to him too, you know, kind of thing. Just to stop them, but no. So you just hug them, and then what happened to my kids is basically they started to do that too with each other. When I'm not around, when I'm at work or something, so they just when something happened, they will just do it. They just hug, and then they will like, Mama, just now abang was like this, or sister was like this. We need if anything you want to know, you can ask her, they will inform me. I said okay, then I will talk to her or talk to him later. um yeah, but hug helps. You need to touch your
Yeah, true,
children.
true.
Sometimes you just touch their face,
Yeah.
kiss them, just that's all you need to do. Sometimes they may not want to tell you yet, but just kiss them and hug them, that's all. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think,
just tell them that I am here for you. I think then
Yeah.
later they
correct.
will, once they settle, they will come and get back to
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
true.
The
Definitely.
point both of you mentioned is really valid point, because that's what even parenting experts, psychologists says, that when the kids are going through that moment, the moment of eruption, volcano going to erupt, they're going to come up with all kind of, the way they just can't handle the emotion. That is a phase they have to go through. Just leave them alone. You don't judge them. Don't say anything. Let them settle down. Like, I think that hugging part is a very good therapy. Hugging therapy is good. It helps, to go through that. So those parents, if you're watching, and any parents going to watch this content later on as a recorded version, you can always leave comments in my Facebook, so we can reply you. Okay, interesting. Maybe the last, we are almost towards the end of our program. I thought half an hour. Now I see almost like 47 minutes. Is getting very interesting, the topic. And more and more people are engaging. I think this time is very good. Parenting is always an interesting topic. Now, according to this Erickson stage, the stages of psychosocial development, this age, adolescence age, usually they go through this role confusion. They don't know what they want to be. Don't know what they trying to bring out their best. They don't know, actually they're lost during this time. So choosing career is also like that. They don't know what they want to be. I have just a couple of days ago, I met one of my friends, brought his son. He's already 23, but don't know what he want to do. He said father want him to do IT. At 23, he has done few other things. Everything the father only chose. Now he's to IT. So I asked this boy who chose. He said, no, father only choosing. So like they have a problem choose their career. But some kids are very sharp. They know what they want. So how about in your children's case? Maybe start with Mimi first. You have three children.
Mhm.
Their career, do you have a plan for their career, or they've already know what they want? What is
this
your take in this?
this is when you need to learn about your kids, what their interests, what they like, and things like that. So like for my son, what because the family has been engineers and things like that, but he's not interested at all in engineering. So when other was telling, oh, he needs to be an engineer or try to be an engineer, I look at him, he said no. And then he said, okay, what you want to do? I'm more into IT and computer. I said, okay, then you do your research, find out what is all about computer science and what kind
Mm,
of job you will get and things like that. You talk to people, you talk to this auntie. I gave them my friend's name who's in the IT. I said, you talk to them. If you think you can go through it, you go through it. Yeah, the same thing with my daughters, and my daughters also, when my youngest at 7 years old, she was, Ma, I want to buy makeup. I said, for what? I want to try. Okay, so I said, why don't you use mine first and see how it goes? And she did all this, the face with the teeth out here or the blood, that kind of thing at 7, 8 years old. She did that, and I was
mm,
like, wow, that is something else. So you know that she already liked doing this kind of thing. It's not just any makeup kind of thing. So you started to, okay, what you need to buy. Okay, but you need, when you want to buy, you need to buy with your own money. It's not going to be all from my money. And she said, okay, never mind. I can kumpul money and then I'll get whatever that I want. So these are the things that you need to look at your children, because what is their interest. My problem is my second one, where she is good
Your
at
problem
everything.
is your second one. Huh? Your problem. Huh? Our topic
Yeah,
also today, kids and the problems.
yeah,
So
because
the problems are coming already. Okay, second one is
because
okay. What's happening with the second one? No need to be too
because
personal. Okay, poor thing, the child
no,
will
no,
be listening
no,
later on.
no, no, it's not
Uh,
the problem. It's not of
no, they are different. I
she
mean, the
can
second one,
she
second child is always a bit different from the first one. We cannot compare the
yeah,
kids.
but
Lah.
she's
They're all
good at
unique.
everything. Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's good at everything. That's the thing. She's
The
good at
second one
art.
is
She's good at
17, right?
dancing. She
Your
can do
second girl
all the
is 17
sports.
years old.
So when she comes to me, she said, "Ma, what am I supposed to do?" Yes, SPM this year,
Oh.
and she just won second place. An art competition. That kind of thing. She when she enter any competition, she will win if either first place, second place, or third place. And she's doing it well for if in sports and all. So I said, never mind, take your time. Okay, even after SPM, you feel like you want to take a break, you take a break. Because you need to have that, what you want to do in your life. But I told her, I only realized that I'm good at doing these social activities and doing all this NGO thing at 34.
Mm.
So it's okay if it's late. You can just study, get your degree, study, do whatever you want. There are so many people that doing study in accounting but end up being a physiotherapist. You never know. Why?
Mm.
Because in stages in life, you always learn. So do whatever you need to do first. Like now,
Yeah.
you do your SPM first. So that's
So
it.
more or less, you are okay with your children, lah. So how about
Yeah.
this, Kalai? What's your take on that?
Okay, like most of the time we don't ask kids, right? Like, what's your passion?
Uh,
The word always we will ask is what's your ambition. So this here is
mm.
like ambition is already fixed, like lawyer, doctors,
Doc- uh,
lawyer, accountants, and things like that.
mm.
So we as a parents, I think we must start to ask what what's your passion and what drives you. Like what's excitement, what is exciting, keeping you excited.
Mm.
So then they will tell you what is their passion. So most of the time here, I think parents, not to say anything, I think parents, we are worried about financial part later. How if you choose something which is not going to give you life later, I mean like money financially, the passion, your passion is not going to provide you future. What is that uh, consequences the children going to face? This is the
Mm.
most parents worry. I think if as a child, as an of course as a young adult, when you're 18 or 19, when you discover your passion is different than what your parents are asking you to do, and prove to them, speak to them, be truthful to them, and prove to them that your passion is really is something which you can make living out of it, and
Mm.
go and do all about it. Most of the time, I hear a lot of adults, many young adults, complain that the parents don't support their passion. But I also want to ask, how many of you have proved to your parents this passion really can make
Can
you the
generate
person?
income, lah. So economic
Correct,
part of it,
correct,
lah.
correct. I,
Okay,
I
because they
also know,
need to
like,
earn a living with that passion, right?
correct. You have to prove this. Then your parents will definitely support. This is, I think, the biggest concern of all parents are
I
having.
think we
Right?
have one question also relating to this. What you were saying. This Yugendran, he mentioned that I want to follow my passion, but my parents never allow me. They stop focus. Their passion is what that's to solve this issue. No, this problem happens to all students' life, including me. So that means I think he wanted to do something. The parents never allow. Of course, that is again the parenting thing, lah. How well informed the parents are, because
Mm,
their parents fear there's no limit. They've got so many kind of fears and all that, boys and girls, different kind of fears. So
mm,
probably Yugendran, he wanted to study something and they never let him go or what. I don't know the details of what was his passion, but this is what he is saying. But of course, I also agree with you. Your whether your passion can earn earn a living or not in the future, that's another concern lah. Certain things, passion is there, but they want to be something, but there's no economic value attached to it. I think that's what the Kale is trying to emphasize here, right? The economic value, whether they can
You
earn a
have to
living.
prove. No, you have to prove. If
They
you
have to
think that
show
you
lah.
can, you as a child, you have to show them and speak to them and make your parents understand that you can earn a living. This is the biggest fear of your parents. So if you can show, like I know one guy. He's like 21, if I'm not mistaken. He's a dancer. He wanted to become a dancer. He was accountant. He studied for accounts, and then he uh, somehow his passion was dancing. Now he's running a Facebook page called Dance Arena. He's only
Oh.
21. He has showed his parents that this can be done, and now their parents are very supportive. I think it's two-way communication. The parents' fear is there. The kids also need to uh, uh, show the parents, how much you are serious about it. I think definitely parents will support. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. We have already 56 minutes in the stream. Very interesting. I know parenting is a very huge subject. We can sit and talk until tomorrow morning, so we cannot complete. Okay. We have covered quite a lot. We talked about how they can manage the emotions when their emotion is about to erupt, what you should do. You just sit and just quiet, take deep breath and just listen to them and hug to solve, to engage the, physical touch can also change, and that's a very good therapy. Screen time, you advise night, don't let them hold their phone. Parents, if you're watching this, don't let your children hold their phone and go to bed with their phones. This is very, very dangerous. I, as a father, and also I'm a grandfather now, I'm telling you, and I've been seeing kids for many years. I've been working with children, especially teenagers, for years. I don't know. I know how this screen time can destroy their life, and then the lack of adequate sleep. So this is what it will lead to, the lack of sleep and all that. We discussed about it, about building relationship. Also, we talked about it, and a very good tips you people have given. Okay, in conclusion, anything for parents who are now might be struggling to handle their children. Maybe just one advice. Start with Mimi. We're going to wrap up. We're going to finish already. Mimi, just say something as a conclusion.
You'll always look from their point of view, because and then you need to be in their circle, play games with them, talk to them and things like that, because that's the only way for you to be able to know them and to help them to with their own life in the future. So like for me, for them to be happy is very very important, with whatever they are doing. So yeah, get to know them. And like I said, learn. If you have to learn to play games, you play. I play games with my children, and yeah, and then I love to beat them. So that's where they feel, oh, we need to beat mama, that kind of thing. So it's good because they have these competitive feelings towards their own mother, but at the same time it's joyful time. So yeah, play with your children, be with them, talk to them. It's great.
Mm.
Hug them. I know. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Play with them and involve in every activity they are doing. You also be part of it. They are not only they are growing, you also growing with them. So I think that
I
is a
learned a lot.
message. Yeah, that's a
Mm.
message from Mimi. Yeah, Kalai, you want to say something before we wrap up?
Okay, to the parents out there, right? So I think that the message now is like the biggest asset you can give your kids is to the art of managing themselves. Teach them how to manage themselves because the world is wide. They need to go out there as an adult and manage themselves. So teach them from home how to manage their emotions and uh, their mind thought, And the thing is, I will say is trust your kids because you see every version is like always better than something. Of course,
Mm.
our kids are better than us. Like our
Yeah.
parents, we always think that we are better than our parents, and definitely our kids are better than us. They are smarter than us. You have to place your trust on us. So here, I also want to add, like, if any of you need like parenting guide or anything like that, we will have our friends to putting the link down there for the Zen parenting. We can always keep in touch. We can help each other. Yeah.
Or maybe just give you about a minute to talk about Zen parenting. What actually you do in Zen parenting?
Zen Parenting is actually a web series. It's under construction yet. We are still in the Zoom now. We are actually sharing from baby to teenagers. Like I'm involved in a postnatal care company, right? So me and my husband is actually from parents to parents. We do this talk for half an hour, and we are actually sharing from how to take care of babies. Like even now, like pandemic, right? Many families, like nuclear families, they don't know how to handle babies. So once the confinement period finish, we are also helping parents, young parents, to handle babies. And little bit older toddlers, how do you manage their timing, their mind, and even older teenagers who wants to become entrepreneurs. There's also a platform called Teenage Entrepreneurs, and so many things that we are doing under this platform of ETID. So
Okay.
Zen Parenting is one of it. So we will put in the link. Like I also noticed that some of the viewers here like wanted to follow your passion. You can still follow your passion. Keep in touch with us, so we will also guide. Yeah.
Okay, those viewers, you just heard from Kalivani, Zen Parenting, very interesting thing they are doing. Good thing about for parenting and all that. So you can also explore and learn from there. Do you do this one? Do you have online this one training, or you need it's a physical still? No.
It's a web series. Like you can subscribe, and
So
then you just
anyone
watch it
can
like
learn.
every week. Yes. Yes.
Okay, great, great. I just would like to retract back to Mimi just now. We didn't talk about the be kind thing. What are you actually doing in the be kind very quickly before we sign off?
Be kind is basically the idea is to be kind to anything and everything, to animals, to human, to
Is it a
whatever. So
registered
you,
NGO?
yes,
Ah,
we are under
okay.
Be Kind Malaysia. So
Oh,
the idea is you have the big world out there. You can do whatever you want as long as you be kind. So because
ah,
that is the only thing people will remember you, like it or not.
mm,
But that's the truth. You may have a lot of money, but if you're not kind, people will remember that you are not kind. So
ah.
you don't want that. So we want to spread the idea of be kind to
Wow.
anything and everything. Yes.
So
So
looks like
uh,
it looks like kindness has become such a costly commodity. We have to have an NGO to, advocate kindness.
you have to
Fantastic.
teach. You
Thank you
have to
so much for bringing
yeah.
kindness and spreading kindness all over everywhere. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of it. Let me conclude this. Thank you very much to Kalivani and Mimi. Just for take home message for today's session. One is motivate your kids with love, compassion, rather than pressure and punishment. Love and compassion. Let's exude love and compassion, not pressure and punishment. This is the best way for parenting, especially teenagers. Number two is reduce negativity. Too much of social media. Limit the screen time with your kids. Number two. Number three is practice good sleep habits. The experts say if you can go to sleep and wake up at the right time is the best thing for the kids. You can start this habit. And then screen times also they are suggesting not more than 2 hours, that including computer. So this is the best. But nowadays with the studying from home, 2 hours will be a little bit difficult. But probably you can limit that time at night. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I really enjoyed today's session with Kalaivani and Mimi talking about parents and especially teenagers, because this whatever I ask, everything come from my heart because I've been working with kids, and I learned a lot from both of you. About parenting. Thank you very much, and I wish
Yeah.
to thank once again both of you, and I want to say goodbye and good night to everybody. Please share this content, and both of you also kindly share this content with others, because a lot of valuable parenting tips we talked today. All right, thank you so much, and hope to see you all on my next Facebook live. Okay, bye bye, good night.
Thank you, Mr. J. Thank you for
Yeah,
having
thank
me.
you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
J.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye.
I end the